What's going on, guys? It is Batting Sixth back again with another video. I wasn't really expecting to make another video today. I already posted one, but I saw some of the news that was coming out and I thought, let's update the people. Let's update the fellow Blue Jays fans, that I'm sure you guys have already heard it. But if you're new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. I think I have like 10 subscribers now, so thank you very much. I understand it's going to be a slow grind to build up the subscribers, but I greatly appreciate everybody watching this video now. But let's talk about Bob Nightingale. He's been bringing up some rumors in regards to the Toronto Blue Jays and some of the free agents that are out there, including Bo Bichette. So we'll give a quick update, and then we'll move on to the news of Kyle Tucker that we've heard as well. But again, I think this is one of those things where a lot of reporters are throwing teams at players and going, yeah, I hope this sticks. I hope this sticks. I hope this works. But we're starting to hear repetitiveness from some of the reporters and people saying, you know, from what I'm hearing from GMs around the league. And the thing that people are talking about is that Bo Bichette is expected to re-sign with the Blue Jays this offseason. And that comes from Bob Nightingale, USA Today, Major League Baseball columnist. And you know, I want to just be like, yep, that's it. I believe it. He's going to re-sign. And again, I don't have the sources that these people do by any stretch. I have no connections to any players or agents or anything. That's why I just sit here and give my opinion on YouTube. But until it's done, I'm not going to be happy or excited. Now, clearly this is better news than, you know, a Toronto writer saying, oh yeah, Bo's telling people he wants to play for the New York Yankees. We all know who's saying this, and it's ridiculous. I'm not even going to say his name, but just a reporter that has caused trouble for Toronto for years now in every sport, and people don't respect him, including players, but he's still got a high leverage job, a high, shock jock level job. But when somebody like Nightingale, who from what I've heard and seen from years previous, he's pretty blunt about when he has something, he'll just say it. And I believe Nightingale was the one that was part of the people being like, yeah, no, like Shohei's not coming to Toronto, like stop saying he's on a plane and all. So like I kind of understand that like this guy isn't just gonna say stuff just to say it. But I think what a lot of people in the industry are kind of assuming right now is that Bo wants to continue to play with Vlad. He wants to play with the Blue Jays, and he wants another crack at potentially going after a World Series. And I think most players probably feel the same way that are free agents with the Jays right now, but Bo Bichette is obviously the biggest name. So if more comes out in regards to Bo, we'll continue to talk about it. But as of right now, Nightingale is kind of talking about the fact that Bo seemingly wants to come back and may come back. And that kind of ties me into this next player, and we already said it, Kyle Tucker, the biggest name on the open market right now, the guy who is going to get the biggest contract out of anybody probably this offseason, barring any sort of like bidding war over a different, player, maybe one of the guys that are coming from Japan potentially. There's some really great players coming from Japan once again. Just an absolute masterclass of players just coming from there that I love to watch play baseball, except for when they beat my team. Still stings. I'm sure you guys feel it too. But Kyle Tucker apparently will narrow down to the following teams, potentially. Again, I say this potentially. MLB GMs predict, it's just a prediction, that Kyle Tucker will sign with one of the following three teams. And this is the Yankees, Blue Jays, and Dodgers. Now, I've heard reports and seen things today saying the Orioles are a shot for him as well, like an under-the-radar team, and that there was also a report that maybe the Cubs will just re-sign him and he won't even make it to the open market. Well, he's in the open market, but he won't leave his former club. I honestly do believe the Blue Jays are last on this list in terms of where he would sign. I think the Dodgers are ultimately going to sign him. They've cleared out some money, which sounds crazy. But again, I think the Dodgers are going to try to bring this guy in. And the Yankees, they got to make something happen. Their team wasn't happy with where they were last year, and the fan base is crucifying their front office and their management team. So, again, they want to win. I don't blame passionate fans. It's just, there's a line, and I think every fan base has fans that cross the line, including the Blue Jays. But, and stop, guys, if you stop commenting on Isaiah Kiner-Falefa's posts or his family stuff. Let's just be normal adults here, okay? But again, back to Tucker. I'm drifting off too much. I'm going to pull up some stats here in a second. My biggest thing, and I want you guys to answer this in the comments down below too. Do the Blue Jays have enough money? They probably do, because it's Rogers, to get Bo and Tucker. But the real question is would they be willing to pay that money? Because that's another $50 million probably for the two players easily, because Bo's going to be over 20 and you're probably looking easily at over 30 per season for Kyle Tucker. So yes, this is probably $60 million when it's all said and done for just two players on an average annual value. And, again, when you're looking at Kyle Tucker, this guy, 28 years old, 6'4", he's a big guy. His projections are looking good for next season, but this past season, he played in 152 games, 136 games, 597 plate appearances. He had 22 home runs, a little bit down from last year, 91 runs scored, 73 RBIs, which again, he's been in the hundreds before. I do believe he'll get back there. He'll steal some bags. Strikeout percentage isn't the worst. His average was good. His OBP, his slug, was a little bit down from previous years. The weighted runs created plus is still, really, really good. And he's an almost 5 WAR player. So this is a guy that is giving you a little bit from everywhere. And like I said, the projections are looking much better. And I do believe it's going to be even better than that, depending on the team that he plays for. Because the Cubs were okay. They were good. But surrounding him with a Dodgers lineup or a Blue Jays lineup who make a ton of contact, or even the Yankees, all these guys are probably going to help him put up bigger numbers, any of those lineups for sure. So would I definitely be interested in Kyle Tucker? Of course. I think every team in the league would love to have this guy. But the projections of him being on an 11-year deal, over $418 million, maybe more, at a near $40 million average annual value, and you want to keep Bo Bichette, is it one or the other? Is it both potentially if you can afford it? I have no idea what Rogers is thinking, but again, I would be willing to have both these guys on the team. I think anybody would be stupid to say they wouldn't want these guys both on the team. I just don't think it's possible. I think it's going to be one or the other, and I think they have a better shot at Bo Bichette. And that's just me being realistic as a fan. I don't want to be like, yeah, we're going to sign Tucker, we're going to sign Bichette, we're going to go out and sign, Framber, we're going to go out there and sign Diaz for the bullpen. We're just going to sign a bunch of guys and, kumbaya, everything's great. The Blue Jays could go out there and spend another $100 million on an average annual value with Rogers as the people giving the money. Of course, Rogers has all the money in the world, and especially after that World Series, the Blue Jays organization and Rogers have a ton of money. But are they going to spend it on these players? I have no idea. I think they're going to go after at least 1 to 2 big names, Bo included, and after that, they're going to be going towards the mid-tier and maybe even the lower tier and guys with high ceilings. I think that's the way they did it in previous years, and the way they've looked at guys like Barger and Clement and, even Kirk. I agree with Gate 14. He's on kind of a cheaper deal now comparison to other people and what he gives to the team. So I think they're going to look for more of that, but they need to dip into the big name free agent market like all the other teams are going to do, because Boston and New York, both New York teams, Baltimore needs to be better this year. They need to get better. The Dodgers are going to try to three-peat. They're going out there. They might even end up with Kyle Tucker. So what do you guys think? Is there fire to this? Is there smoke and is there fire? What's going on? Are they going to sign these guys? Is there any chance? We'll keep updating this. I'm sure we're far from done when it comes to these names. So if you're new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. I'm Andrew Pillick. Thank you for coming to Batting Sixth. and I'll see you in the next video.